Masaki asked, how does one describe that which is indescribable, discovered through meditation? How, for example, do I describe things which extend beyond the barrier of language, art, and visuals to people? I wish to help people, even though I'm suffering. I see many people who are
Not
suffering.
suffering.
I wish you'd correct it underneath.
Oh.
I see many people who are suffering, and it pains me that there are things I have learned in meditation that I cannot describe. I just want to alleviate suffering.
By example, if you can't put it in words, do it. Be an example. That is probably, anyway, in any case, better than words. So what you have experienced is not really important to be told to other people. They don't need to know the words. They don't need to know what exactly you have experienced. But what would help them is that if your mind has become clear and if you have become more peaceful, then to share that with the people, then to share your clearness and maybe a joy that you gained, to share that, be generous with it and spread it around the world. And just don't use words.
Very good, very well said. That's and another thing to share with them is there's this funny children's documentary of Buddhism, and it shows the Buddha coming back to the 5 ascetics. And at first, of course, they don't want to take his robe and bowl, but then they do it. And it really made me smile to watch this, because he says, "Oh monks, I have realized the truth and found," he gives this profound exposition of, "I have realized the 4 noble truths and I have come to be free from all suffering." And then they reply, "How did you do it?" just kind of like he was saying he had found a new he had learned some new skill or something very simple. "How did you do it, Venerable Sir?" But this is really this is really a good point, because it's really what people want. What you need to give them is not, as Palanyani said, what you've gained from the practice. But by showing them that, it's an excellent example. Once they see the example, what they want is, how can I get that? And you should at least be able to explain the practices that you've done. If your practices have led you to peace, happiness, and freedom from suffering, then explain to them the practice. This is, if you read, that was my thinking when I made this booklet. We had this booklet on how to meditate. It doesn't teach much theory at all. It gives you the basic how-to. And the reason why I started making YouTube videos at all was not to put teachings out there actually, but to put a how-to guide out there, something so that you yourself don't have to learn theory, don't have to learn what is Nibbana like, or what does it mean to be enlightened. You have to learn what are the practical steps that I can take to reduce my suffering, to increase my peace, and to become free from defilement of mind. So the practice, I think, is something that you should share with them.